Hi, welcome to Matt's Garage. I know in the end card of the last episode, I said I'd do the finale in this episode, but I do need to do a little more tuning to the carburetor than I expected. So we're gonna go through how to tune this Edelbrock carburetor. First thing I gotta do is back it out a little bit so I'm shooting the exhaust out of the house and then bring it to temperature. First thing I need to do is hook up the negative battery ground and then do what I said. Now we're going to disconnect the vacuum advance. A lot of cars had vacuum advance on the ported vacuum port on the carburetor. That was for smog reasons, but if you want your car to perform better, put it on the full manifold vacuum. We'll go through that process. I need to grab the wrench for the distributor, loosen the distributor, and get my timing light hooked up. These are great. I think they're like 20 bucks, and they're kind of two-piece wrenches so you can change the orientation. But basically reach in there and easily loosen the distributor, which I just kind of knocked a little bit, so let me tighten it back up. Should still be able to turn it, yeah. Okay. Timing light's pretty simple. You hook the positive to the positive, the negative to the negative, and then this inductive clamp, you just want to make sure, a lot of them have a marking on the bottom that says towards the plug. So you want to make sure that it's on your number one and that the direction is correct. I didn't even know that until probably after it was too late. We're going to start by setting the base timing, and that's the only timing we're going to adjust today. Base timing is the timing of your ignition, meaning how many degrees on the 360-degree wheel, how many degrees before that number one cylinder hits top dead center, or any cylinder for that matter, does that spark plug fire. We're going to set that to around 10 or 12 for this Chevy motor. And we're going to do that using a timing light pointed at the harmonic balancer, which has marks on it, which will help you set your timing. One thing to note is you're going to be changing your idle speed a lot in the tuning process. So I want to make sure my throttle cable is loose enough to give it a full range of motion. I noticed that yesterday when I was kind of tinkering with this a little bit, that it was limiting my idle. So you want to make sure you've got room to maneuver to adjust your idle up and down. So I'm going to fire the engine up. You're going to see me with the light over here and twisting this till I get to 10 degrees. Now I'm going to, in real time, plug the advance back in. And the idle went up again. See that? And now it's at like 24 degrees. I'm going to take some idle out of it. There might be too little idle there. The throttle blades are sticking. With my timing set, I'm now going to enrichen my idle mixture screws until the idle no longer comes up. Wow, these are way out. I don't know why they're so far out. Weird. Oh, there you go, it died. So that's too lean. So I'm going to take that out, one turn. One turn, start it back up. Let's go for a drive. Sort of the middle circuits, I don't know why. Oh, got some lean firing. Basically started in third though. I'm losing light here, but it was okay. Feels like there might be too much timing in it. I'm gonna pull a spark plug and take a look at what those look like. It's definitely not lean. Sooted up really poorly, so I am rich. Okay, it's the next day. The spark plug was rich. I did a lot of research, and I think I've narrowed it down to the timing being the issue. I was under this mistaken impression that Vortec heads require less timing than regular Chevy heads, but doesn't seem like that's true. I had it at 0 originally, base timing, and the vacuum advance was at like 12. So it was a lot of vacuum advance, maybe 14, and then the mechanical kicked in. So what I did was I actually increased the base timing up to 12 and then drove it a little bit, went to 14, drove it a little bit, and then finished at 16. And I took my vacuum advance and I dropped it all the way from 12 down to like 4. Okay, so all in, I go from 16 to around 20 with the vacuum advance. So 16 base plus 4 gets you to 20. And then your mechanical advance takes you up into the mid 40s. So it seems to be driving better. I've cruised around a few times now. I'm just gonna pull the spark plug. Let's take a look at it. The nice part of having the lift and the custom fenders and stuff is I can just pull a spark plug from the side here. It's just the Vortec heads, man. Those spark plug threads just go forever. I did do an intermediate spark plug pull in one of those trial and error things. And the way you do this right is you cruise it, I think at 2,000 or 3,000 RPM uphill, part throttle, and then you kill the engine and then you check it. Well, I live in a place where I can do that and then turn into my road and sort of roll to the house. So I'm able to check it in my garage. Let's take a look. Focus. All right, let's take a look here. Can you see this? Let me zoom in a bit. That's looking like it's cleaning itself pretty well. You know, I think there's still some soot from all the fouling, like at the base of the plug, but the top here and the ground strap are starting to clean themselves. Let me put this back in before I forget. So to review, I went from really crappy drive characteristics and through timing, mostly timing really, I got it to where I like it. A couple of things I'm going to share because I don't pretend to be an expert in these things. With the idle mixture screws, the Edelbrock instructions say to turn them out until it stops increasing the RPM. Well, I don't get that. It doesn't behave that way actually. Like when I turn one side in all the way lean, it increases the RPM. Then when I turn it out, it drops it a little and then just stays that way. So I just went ahead and put them to 1 1/4 turns out from lean. A lot of people on the internet claim that that works for them, and it seems to be working well, and I get a nice smooth idle. The driving characteristics at this setup are, I get a little bit of sputter. I mean, not like right off of idle, but like after off idle. I get a little bit of you just feel it's like a tiny dead spot, just brief moment, you know, as you're going through. Once you get fully into the intermediate circuit and then wide open throttle, it's a beaut. I mean, it just rips. So I don't know what's going on there. I think that's the limit of how much I can tune it. There's a carburetor connection here in Kirkland, like not too far away, where I got this Scout dynoed originally when I moved to Washington. I'm thinking about going to them and having them dyno and tune it one more time, because they can hook up an O2 sensor into the tailpipe, run it and rejet it for you and get the intermediate, the primary and secondary jetting just right. So I might do that, you know, and they know this stuff way better than I ever will. And then I can share the dyno results, compare it to the prior Scout. I don't know. It depends on, you know, whether they're taking appointments or whatever. I also wanted to do the payoff video, but as you can see from the rain, the weather is just garbage out there. So I am going to see what happens. My parents are coming this weekend for Christmas. Maybe it's time for a snow nuts, is that what I call them? A snow nuts revenge episode, since I failed so miserably last time. All right, see you next time on Matt's Garage. Like my fuel pressure wasn't right, and although it isn't, but beyond that, you know, I thought, under this impression that Vortec heads